This is a theme song.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't expect anything. Oh boy! Welcome back to Don't Expect Anything. I'm your man, your number one man, the man with the plan, Jeremy Costa.
A plan for such a poor,
Shoving his
cliche
shit.
sentence.
To my left, insulting me down to the core,
Out of the cage.
and into my car, it's Hugh Davies. What's up?
I'm here to razz.
Dreams.
Here to razz.
And to my right,
Smoothie chest.
stoic, shredded, and likes his wheat, Joshua Grinning. What's up?
Do you like my wheat? Wheat's pretty nice.
So 1 out of 3 facts.
It's like that 3 facts and a truth game.
2 truths and a lie.
3 facts and a truth. Let's play.
I told you.
yes.
I'm going 3 facts and a truth. I'm going to tell. Okay. Back to number 1. I have a belly button. Wait, no, I'm not supposed to tell you. I'm not supposed to tell you. No, I'm not supposed to tell you.
You mean start again?
That's not the gameplay.
That was solid gold.
Alright. I have.
Why do you have to show us?
What?
You have to show. You have to prove the truth or the fact, or whatever.
How good is this on an audio medium?
Whoa, is that the fact or the truth?
Is that a fact or is that the one
I
truth?
obviously misspoke. Alright. This
Your
is.
can I speak to the manager voice?
I
Obviously, a mistake.
want to take this sentence back, please. I wasn't happy with how it was performed. This is the podcast where. Oh, wait.
No!
Anything can happen. You really blew me away with.
Oh, smell-o-vision.
While you guys are holding your nose,
I like it.
yeah, this is the podcast where each week we get a new topic and we talk about it with professionalism and class.
We get philanthropic.
We do. Oh, we gotta work that into
Doing
our.
my anthropics.
We gotta get a catchphrase.
It's also that's a scientific word.
I need a catchphrase to introduce what we do here.
Oh boy.
Maybe something. I'll work on it as the weeks go. He's reacting. I feel like the fart's gone. I feel like it's gone.
Hey.
I never smelled
No,
it.
you've just assimilated to it.
I'm not.
did a
I'm not
job.
working in the casino.
Go for a little sniff. It's over. It's over.
All right. So this week, actually, before we get started, I have to tell you a story that happened to me just today.
Before we get shot.
It was very odd. Also enraged me. Anyway, I'll just tell. So,
No one said anything.
he picked up his phone. He's now on his phone.
Oh, yeah, I guess he sent a message with his physicality, but I'm all beers.
So yeah, it's very obvious. So I went to the. We need a soundboard.
Cheers.
No, today I went to get a haircut. Thanks
If
for
I'd have
calling.
said I'm all cheers, then clink the glass.
we can cut. We can
Sorry,
cut if you
you were
want.
getting a haircut.
I went to get a haircut today
Oh.
at my salon. Don't laugh at. You can't laugh at everything I say.
You did say my salon.
Pretty great. Pretty funny 2 words.
What? I know my
You
hair.
put emphasis.
Yeah.
My hair is
Wanted
my
us to know
best
you.
feature.
You go to a fan. They I bet they wash it first.
Like, that was the last word you said. Like, it was the key thing. My salon.
Yeah, it punctuated the.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like.
floor is definitely.
I like
open.
treating my hair nice, well, and good. In that order.
And all the above.
It's the 3-1.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Nice one.
I walk
Come on,
in.
hey, Jeremy, hey.
Yeah,
Slow down and just tell
Sorry.
me.
So, I open the door,
You will be.
and then I walk in, and I take 2 steps, and I sit. Sorry. I'll speed it up a little bit.
No, it's take.
there's good
Please.
pace.
This is your.
You guys are so old.
your Martin Luther King moment.
It's definitely not. I'll tell you that
I
right
thought you were
now.
getting back into the story with the hand movement.
No. So anyway, I go into they're like, we'll be with you in a second. And I see my regular hairdresser. She's dealing with another.
Where's she from? What race is she?
What? Why?
Just thought I'd, just dive in there.
On what? What are you trying to get ahead of?
Like an arrow. Bullseye. Continue.
Thanks for allowing me. So I finally.
You're more than welcome.
The receptionist like, you can go sit down. So I sit down in a chair. So I'm across.
Hey, good choice.
Thank you. I'm across the store, but I'm in my mirror. I can see my hairdresser cutting the hair of this other woman. She looked like late 20s.
Okay, I hope this comes into it. It doesn't.
She better fail to dunk a basketball.
Yeah,
Or jump in anyway.
She better love cheese.
So
apparently, white people love cheese.
she had this blonde hair and this. I think they were trying to color it or something. Anyway, I'm sitting down, and I'm pulling out my phone. I'm waiting, and then I just hear like a commotion, and because there was music playing, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" I don't like getting involved, so I just kept my head down. But then like the manager was like cutting someone's hair, and she like brought her over, and this woman starts raising her voice and going, you know, last time you said you were gonna save the foil and you were gonna put in my hair so it'd be darker, and you just didn't do that. I just left with grey hair. I was like, what the hell is going on? She's like, I don't like the way she did it. She was standing right there, the person who cut her hair, or was like, she's like, I don't like the way she did it, and she starts like breaking down and going, oh, I deserve better than this. Well, I was like, what are you talking about? It's like a $20.
Is that a nervous? Did you just witness like a nervous
I don't
breakdown?
know, but this woman was like started bawling. I'm sitting there trying to, and because we were in the mirror, I made eye contact with her, and I'm starting to laugh at her, and she's like, she's sitting there like getting angry. I'm like trying to, I'm suppressing my
snickering in the corner.
Yeah, just what the fuck is your problem?
Cracking up.
Jesus, it's like the end of the world. Anyway, so I don't know. They come to some sort of resolution and everything like that. And then they leave her, and she just looks so smug, like she's won the greatest victory of all time.
That's the thing that pisses me. I remember some story about it was like someone's mum I knew worked in catering, and like they would make cakes and like put the messages on them and everything, and like they did apparently they did a really good job. Like this person's obviously biased because it's their mum, but like and someone came back in and like the cake was everything they requested. Like they had the email like and the sheet and all the requirements like filled out next to the cake, and like they were showing her like we did everything you want. She's like, no, it's just not right, and like they were forced to just take it back. And apparently like she was walking in to see her mum, and this person just walked out with like this fucking smug grin on their face. Like I just hate that shit when people like take advantage of like the customer's always right. It's like customers don't know customers don't know anything.
We're three white guys just bitching about our lives, so let's get down to the topic at hand.
Let's bring in the women.
Hi.
Alright, you can just edit in crickets. Or you can.
Hi, what's up? I'm a woman.
I'm gonna sound exactly the same, but hey.
Oh, you're a woman too? I noticed by your voice.
Oh yeah, I am. Why are we both American?
I wasn't American. That's an awful. Was I American?
I think you were.
Bit
I think you were.
Miranda. Is that Australian or like Kiwi? Let's go to the beach. I'm Australian. I can just say it.
Sure of the choice to go to the beach. Anyway.
Yeah.
Usually this podcast doesn't have 9 minutes.
That's gonna come on great.
9 minutes of bitching. But hey, we got things to let off our chest. And
there's an itch. Fuck.
Anyway, today we will pick out a topic, and that topic is
Tie
thus.
Is what?
Pick a fucking topic, dude.
Pick a topic.
What's the topic?
That's a hot topic.
Russell, we've already got it. We picked it out before.
Yeah,
There's
I was trying to pretend by rubbing my leg here, but that
you got friction now. It's like a balloon.
I got friction. Although I started rubbing my muzzy bites, and that's gonna irritate me.
They're gonna get you.
What is the
The
best worst movie you've ever seen?
The best worst movie. Oh,
Oh, I know mine.
yeah, you go.
Yeah. It's my friends and I were doing a Nicolas Cage marathon. Yeah.
Was this a suicide cult?
He is a.
We're watching the marathon and out.
Man actor.
Everyone's poised on like Wicker Man with their Kool-Aid, like
With their Kool-Aid.
yeah, because the Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.
Jonestown, the massacre,
Oh, what?
where they all drank the Kool-Aid, the cult,
Yeah.
where they all killed themselves.
Is that what that saying is?
Yeah, that's why
They poisoned
don't
Kool-Aid.
drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know what
Yeah.
that was. This is a great podcast.
All right, best worst movie you were about to say.
Yeah, what you saying?
Yeah, Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss. Tell the good folks and us what that is about.
I don't think I can.
And you
that's
have
what
to
we would-
see it to believe
This is
it.
a giant enigma.
An entire movie,
What did
like,
you just call them?
no one could grasp
He's talking to you people.
Oh, no,
the actual like movie at all, like the understanding plot, because it's about him losing the plot. He's going mad.
Maybe that's the most interesting tagline I've ever heard in my life.
He's going.
That's the log lines.
He's going mad, and at the same time believes he's becoming a vampire. And
This biographical?
yeah, he gets crazy. There's a great scene in which he just chases a girl. But
Tell me more.
but like with really fast paced walking, but he like flicks his head left to right, to left to right, to left to right while he's walking.
Cracking his neck.
And there's a scene where he just does the ABCs while like screaming crazy ABC, like, but it's Nicolas Cage, so it's not like it's always like you don't believe it. That's just his acting style. You're like, yeah, but Nicolas Cage. Like,
Yeah, you accept it. That's, if it was any other actor, you'd be like, this is
like
awful.
he could have like misacted it. You know, the script could have said something else, and what he's presented wasn't exactly what the script said, but like it was close enough that they didn't want to reshoot. Like, it's Nicolas Cage. Like,
we'll
it
accept
was like,
it.
Are there any actors that you can't see, like, so you watch, like, you know, one of their movies, like, really early
Yeah.
on, and, like, you can't see them as any other role but that? Because, like,
Yeah,
for
the
Vigo
typecast, all the-
in Lord of the Rings, I can't see him as any other character.
Oh,
Well, you
except
see,
Aragorn,
they, like,
like,
Aragorn
compile up for me. Like they, well,
has still continue.
Like-
he said that was weird, right?
yeah, that's so strange.
they compile.
No, but continue.
No, like, if I'm watching an actor, like I've seen that actor throughout multiple movies. Every movie, like that character will be added to like the repertoire of that actor's ability, and so I'll think of that actor as a combination of all the characters they've been in the past, or at least
Yeah.
the ability to go to that extent.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
So it depends on the order of movies I see them in.
did you get that?
Go where?
What he just said.
Who?
Your face was so glazed that I did not think you were processing.
I put my eyes were glazed, my face is probably sweaty because it's warm in Melbourne.
No, I get that. It's so
slap
they-
on the old SPF
So you don't
15.
see it as much. You don't get like a person, like you can see them as different characters.
Well, no, but sometimes they get typecast, and then you really do. You just think
Yeah.
of them as
Like Scott Serra, or whatever his name is. Michael Serra.
Michael, you Scott Sarah.
Uh,
Hi, I'm Scott Sarah. I'm an actor.
whoa!
What?
You make arcs.
I had an arc on Bones.
It's like a
Oh, wow, he was,
I was the bone killer.
he killed all the bones.
I killed all the bones. I'm Scott Sarah.
Oh man.
Hey, am I? Sorry.
Dairy farms.
Are there
Like,
any
Michael-
actual impressions you can do?
Actual impressions.
Like
That was Scott Sarah,
I
dude.
think he just does the sound like in
the
aims.
titular Scott Serra. This episode's called Scott Serra. Like any character or actor in a character, so any character.
Name one.
Woody Harrelson.
I can't do that. Wow.
Well, let me tell you something about.
I don't think you can either.
He's the guy in the Magic with the Jesse Eisenberg, right?
Now you see me, and now you see me too.
They
does
should
a
have called
couple
it
with
Now
Jesse
You
Eisenberg.
Don't.
What would they call the third one? If you okay,
I'm back again.
No, okay. You in
They should have
charge.
called it like Alakazam. Here I am.
Have you seen Kazam?
No.
With Shaquille O'Neal?
I really want to see it.
Hey,
It's in one of Donkey's raps. He talks about Kazam with Shaq.
Speaking of bad movies, have you, is that a good bad? What's the topic? Is it,
It's
What's the
not
best,
like a
worst
good
movie you've ever
It's
seen?
a
Best,
childhood one. You have to have seen it when you're a
okay,
kid.
yeah.
Right,
Before
like
you
Space
started
Jam.
analysing movies.
Space
That
Jam?
movie
Yeah,
fucking
I watched
sucks.
that last year. Oh, again,
It's so bad.
that's awful. That's an awful.
and like
movie.
not like good bad, just like I don't know. The nostalgia, like Mike, the nostalgia's there for me.
I haven't seen
Like
like
Mike's
Mike in
great.
years. We tried to watch Big Fat Liar and we got through it, but we couldn't
Oh,
get.
Frankie Muniz.
Agent Cody
We couldn't get through
Banks.
Agent Cody Banks. We got 10 minutes into Agent Cody Banks and we had to turn it off because it was.
God. I haven't tried that.
Man, it was. But we watched Big Fat. What's the other one? That's. Oh, maybe it's Big Fat Lies I'm thinking of. They all kind of blend together. Like
That's all I remember from that movie is like the scene where he
he's dancing by the pool and he turns blue. He's thinking to Hungry Like the Wolf. That's not Hungry Like the Wolf.
no,
that's the one.
the Velcro wall.
Oh yeah. That was my.
I remember marathoning with my
No,
ex. I remember
yeah.
marathoning all of the Spy Kids.
Yeah. Those
They just
I loved Spy Kids as a kid.
They were
I loved Spy Kids as a kid. As a kid, I
Steve
pretended...
Buscemi as like the scientist of
Oh,
the mini
yeah.
animals.
Machete was there.
Oh, he was, yeah, and he was playing the same character from
Yes.
this Tarantino stuff.
Apparently, there's some movie from like the 90s where
He's
Sylvester Stallone's the bad guy, and then it's like he has all these clones, and it's just like 4 different versions
Oh,
of
I've
Sylvester
heard- Let me
Stallone's
look it up.
clones.
Sylvester Stallone clone.
Stallone's clones.
If it's not called that, I'm moving. I'm
And then
moving.
George Clooney is in it, and like it just has like an all-star cast or something.
Speaking of good,
They're all
bad,
Stallone.
and all
It's
Stallone
like,
cast.
There's like some part of the movie where George Clooney turns into Stallone, so it's George Clooney doing a Sylvester Stallone impression.
That sounds amazing.
Holy shit.
It's like a lawless wasteland. There's no rules in the 90s.
Yeah, he was fucking. What? No.
I can't remember what
Stallone
it's
at
called.
home.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
just
trying
got
to
this
look at
cast,
now.
which is insane though.
It just says Judge Dredd. I saw that Stallone clone movie, and it came with Judge Dredd. Sylvester?
You're not thinking of like The Sixth Day
I don't know.
with Arnold.
I don't know what I'm thinking of.
With Arnold.
Is it Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't.
Think
so.
Synthetic? No.
Because he has a lot of clones in that one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to find it. Hey, I don't think I'm going to find it.
You
Shit.
think it is Stallone, yeah?
Oh, it's definitely Sylvester Stallone.
Stallone.
That's a good one. Alright,
It just sounds like a Neanderthal.
speaking of awful trash.
Sylvester Stallone is a synthetic clone.
That's what I saw.
It's great that
Confirm.
Stallone rhymes with clone. That's a happy little accident of the universe. I like that. Yeah, speaking of trash, you said?
Speaking of awful trash projected onto my fucking eyeballs, unwarranted. Fuck you, Transformers 4, Age of Extinction. Go fuck yourself up your cloaca, you shitty
Your
little
what?
piece of fucking dumb movie. That movie is the worst thing that's ever been put to fucking celluloid. I'm so annoyed that it made so much goddamn
Hey, people are
money.
gonna love that when they cut in the carrots. Sorry.
So much goddamn money because it had flashy colors and it was sold to China and China.
And it had Shia LaFrickin' beef.
No, it didn't. This is the fourth
In
one.
spirit!
There was beef carried on.
Stanley Yelnats is back.
What?
Who was in this one?
Marky Mark.
Oh, the Funky Bunch?
No, the Funky Bunch wasn't there. It was just his teenage daughter.
Well, that's is it? Wait, was it the one with the Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There's
That's
a scene.
a weird.
There's a scene in the movie
You could have just made her of age.
where they've escaped the evil Transformers. They've got out of there, and some mysterious Irish guy in a rally car
Diddly-dee.
saves them.
Potatoes.
And they all escape, and then Marky Mark goes, "Well, who's this guy? Who's this guy who saved us?" And he goes, and the daughter goes, "Oh, it's my boyfriend." He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a driver.
That doesn't. That's not close to Ireland.
Oh, I'm a driver." anyway, we're getting distracted.
You've lost me.
So they escape. They're in this thing. They've escaped. They're hiding out in this abandoned petrol station. Marky Mark's, "Who's this guy?" And his daughter's like, "That's my boyfriend." He's like, "What? How old is he?" And he goes, I'm 21. He's like, "Well, she's 17. That's illegal. It's a minor." And then he goes, "No, it's not." And he pulls out his wallet, and inside his wallet is a little laminated card that says Romeo and Juliet clause, and he explains that their relationship is legal because they met each other while in high school, and they started a relationship before he was over 21, and they were still under legal age, so apparently it's legal. And he pulls it out and explains it, and the movie stops in its tracks for this 5-minute scene where fucking Michael Bay tells you that it's okay to date underage women because there's a Romeo and Juliet. I don't know where it came from.
I didn't know he could remove me from one of his movies further than he already does. I was like, this takes me
How do we
completely.
get that past? Like, anyway.
This movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long, and
That's enough of a crime in itself.
like they
You
probably
can't-
they probably ran out of everything else to say, so like let's put in this statutory rape thing, see if that plays well with people. I don't know what was going. It wasn't played for laughs. It's played to go, yeah, diddling kids is fine. Fuck you, Michael Bay. And the racism, the sexism dripping in the scene, the product placement is... There's a goddamn scene where they've crashed a spaceship in the middle of New York, or Boston, maybe it's Chicago. I think it's Chicago.
That's what that.
They crash and then they hit this guy's car. And this guy gets out of the car, just goes up to the spaceship, and Marky Mark gets out and goes, "You better have insurance." He says that's to Marky Mark, goes, "Better have insurance." And Marky Mark goes, "Insurance?" And then they just hit a Bud Light truck. And he picks up a Bud Light off the street, cracks it open on the guy's door, drinks it and goes, "How's that for insurance?" And then walks away. That's a scene. He drank a Bud Light.
There's literally an ad in the middle.
It's an ad. It's like a 30-second TV spot.
Oh, it's
that
so
movie's
infuriating.
trash. That movie's trash. Wow. And there's another thing that I think Josh and I both want to get into, but I feel like we have to.
Oh, you guys are finally doing ayahuasca?
No. I mean, if we can get that going for a podcast, Steph, I'm not opposed to it. I'll go to Joshua Tree. I'll hang out with.
Who knows about Joshua Tree?
I'll
That's
hang
your
out-
tree, man.
That's your tree, dude.
He's got free tickets.
But there is a movie that I think Josh and I will have to do a part 2 of this episode because.
Oh, that'd be like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, this is a little. Should we tease the movie or should we
More
leave it?
More like a
I don't know
spliff
what this movie.
Should we leave it as a secret? You'll know once I
okay,
I say. Should I say it just to tease the audience to come back next week?
Yeah. We need something to bring them back.
I wanna
Lord
come
knows
back
that our
for a second.
personalities aren't enough.
Fuck you, Cars 3.
Oh yeah, Cars 3.
No. We're gonna save it for next week. Thank you for listening.
Why we never got to me?
You know what? Here's a second tease. We're talking
Ratatouille.
about what?
It's Ratatouille.
That's a great movie.
He just wins every category.
This is why we can't talk film with you because you've only seen a Ratatouille.
Leprechaun.
Oh, that's a bad.
It's actually Leprechaun.
Jump on that. We've teased this.
Why would you put him in put the demonic leprechaun in a box, and then the power of the clover is enough to like hear the power of the falling clover? But then your plan was to set the box on fire, thus destroying the clover, which has the power to keep him in the box. Destroying the box, you're not sure if fire is going to destroy him. Like I just so many issues. I'm like,
Burn in hell, you dirty green bastard.
yeah, there's an Irishman. Oh, I just do yourself a fucking.
Hey, but
treat.
how about
Warwick Davis as the titular leprechaun sets the rights of little people back 20 years?
Should we delve into the sequels, the various sequels?
I really want to see Leprechaun in the Hood.
How about?
I really want to see
Excuse me.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
No. Excuse me. It's pronounced the Hood.
Sorry, hard D. Wait.
No.
That's
So
sexual.
he goes to the Hood, and then he goes to space, and then he goes back to the Hood.
That's
the
right.
last one.
And doesn't he go to space?
Oh my! It's like you're not listening to me.
Did you say space?
Yes, I said space.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's right. That's fucking right. George Clooney was in fucking Spy Kids.
I bet he tries to actually. He puts it at the top of his resume.
That's how he got fucking
Someone
Batman.
said
That's
shot,
how he
yeah,
got
yeah.
Batman. I think that might have been after Batman.
Was he Batman?
Definitely
Definitely after.
Batman.
He was Batman in Batman and Robin. Speaking of fucking
Oh, he
trash,
was.
He was the nipple Batman.
He was.
that,
He was the
that
latex
movie.
nipple
That
Batman.
movie's awesome. That movie.
Which
is-
one's the one with Danny DeVito as the Penguin?
That's the second Batman Returns.
That'll always be my favorite.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito's in it.
That movie is made for kids. Like Batman became in the 80s and 90s was just like, let's sell as many toys as we can.
Oh god, yeah.
Right?
The marketing.
But Batman Returns
Sorry,
was that, but with Danny DeVito as a sexual predator who like eats raw
He
flesh.
looks like a sexual predator,
It's
doesn't he?
and he acts like one. Like there's a theme out in the movie where he starts grabbing women and goes, "Oh, what?"
Oh god, I don't remember this.
Yes, it's super creepy.
selective,
and
like-
he's just like this weird kind of out of like a.
he just shut down.
I'm
He ran out of batteries halfway through his bloody sentence, mate.
That's something out of like a Michael Jackson Thriller music video type thing.
So specific. You said something out of A as if you were gonna like say something indicative of a list or a genre, but one video.
I had a mental fart. I gotta be honest.
Yeah,
Out of something
and it tore the group apart.
like a horror, something out of like this weird, like human centipede-ish film, and it's in the middle of this Batman. It's very odd.
Remember that guy jerking off with sandpaper in Human Centipede?
I haven't seen it.
Really opened some doors for me.
Yeah? Did you?
No. Yeah, I started jerking off with a chainsaw.
Chainsaw. How do you? Where's the
Fucked a
friction?
petrol hole.
The petrol hole.
Oh,
He gets it.
I've been fucking.
Why?
too
So then why would you do it just through a chainsaw?
Fucking petroleum way back.
Why would you only do a chainsaw? Shouldn't you do something lighter if you're just sticking a hole in like a oil
It's only a
draw?
small chainsaw.
Oh,
Very
okay.
small.
So why did you choose a chainsaw?
It's loud. It's rambunctious.
So you,
What a word.
do
You're
you
not
turn
going
it?
to choose a whip
Do you-
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you turn it on?
What, I have a 3
Well, it turns him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you have to?
I like to think it's reciprocated. I like to think there's a little bit of titillation.
So do you like put it all over your dick and then like move the chainsaw up and down, or do you like jerk?
I like
off?
to wedge the chainsaw in between the couch cushions and then
Oh.
go to town on it.
Ah, have you ever had any
It's my little
accident?
chain whore.
What brand is it?
Bosch.
Hey, no.
Was that an actual machine brand? That was really impressive.
I was thinking it
That
would
was
be like
really
a
impressive.
You thought you'd stump me, but I cut the stump down with my chainsaw.
Is that what happened to
Bosch.
your dick? You cut the stump
Yeah,
down?
I'm going dickless for chicken.
Oh boy. And that's the end of this episode. Hey, come back next week. Josh and I will be ranting about Cars 3, and we might get to something else. All that and more on...
And I guess I'm just not there. I guess it's just Jeremy and Josh, so just fuck it, I'm out. Don't gurgle on me like that.
Oh, did the microphone pick that up?
It picks up everything.
Listen to this.
Oh,
That's good liquid.
Finally, some free samples.
You're allowed to take that audio clip from this podcast and make something of it and send it back to us at the email address don'texpectanythingpodcast@gmail.com. You want it again, cleaner?
No, don't encourage him. It's almost certainly messy.
Right, free samples just for you.
Yeah, well, hey,
We're
hey,
trying to give back to the
could you
community.
tell them our social medias while I gurgle this water?
Yeah, I'm just going to do this.
Okay, well now I feel like a clown performing in a show. But you can find us at DEA Podcast on Twitter and Facebook. Or you can. This is overcoming adversity. I feel like Moses. Did he overcome adversity? Probably. YouTube and SoundCloud. Don't expect anything podcast. Search it. Love it. Don't gargle it.